Hello everyone, I am Nishan Ahmed and I am going to present a paper Unsupervised Aspect Level Sentiment Controllable Style Transfer. The authors of this paper are Mukunda Enos, Nishan Ahmed, Asif Iqbal and Pushpa Bhattacharya. Uh, so in this presentation, first we'll discuss about style transfer and aspect-based sentiment analysis. We'll move on to define the problem, the challenges, and how the dataset was created and its statistics. Next, we'll discuss about our methodology and the experiments conducted. And finally, we'll look into the evaluation metrics, results, and error analysis. So starting with style transfer. So in text, style transfer is the task of transferring the stylistic attributes of a text while preserving non-stylistic or content information. A few examples of this task are overall sentiment transfer of sentiments, that is, of sentences, that is, transferring the sentiment of a sentence from positive to negative and vice versa, or transforming a text from modern English to Shakespearean English, again while preserving the content. In aspect-based sentiment analysis, it is a text analysis technique where uh, where the text is broken down into certain aspects, and each of the aspects have a certain uh, sentiment polarity, and we need to find out what the polarities are. An example of this is given below. Uh, the service was speedy and the salads were great, but the chicken was bland and stale. So in this sentence, the aspects are service, salads, and chickens, and the corresponding sentiments are positive, positive, negative. Um, so the problem that we solved in this paper is about aspect level sentiment style transfer. So more formally, we define the problem as given an input sentence and a set of target aspects and the polarities, we have to learn a model that takes inputs as the sentences and the target polarities and outputs a sentence that retains all non-polarity content while expressing the aspect polarity set that was given as input. And this model is to be learned without any parallel data. So an example of the task is uh, the service was speedy and the salad was great, but the chicken was bland and stale. So suppose this sentence was an input, and along with this input, we also give a query to the model. So we want the sentiment polarity of service to be negative in the output sentence. Similarly, the polarity of the salad should be positive, and the polarity of chicken should be positive at the output sentence. Our system should be able to generate a sentence something like this. The service was slow, but the salads were great, and the chicken was tasty and fresh. Uh, so the challenges that this problem poses are several. The first and foremost is the lack of parallel data, where input and output sentence are aligned according to the input query. Also, a single piece of text can express a positive sentiment towards an aspect and negative sentiment towards another aspect, which poses further challenges. And the style to be controlled is more localized and fine-grained in our task, and which makes it more challenging. And any number of aspect term can be present in the text, and the model should be able to control sentiment even for previously unseen aspect terms. So moving ahead, the dataset that we use uh, in our task. Uh, so we needed a large dataset with aspect terms and the polarities. Uh, so what we did was we trained a BERT aspect term extractor and aspect polarity classification model, similar to Zhu et al.'s BERT models. We trained it on semi-val task, and using this pre-trained BERT model, we annotated Yelp reviews dataset for aspects and the polarities. And our style transfer model is trained on this silver label Yelp reviews dataset. So the dataset statistics. So in order to train the aspect term extractor and the aspect polarity classifier, we use semi-val dataset, and number of sentences in the training was 2,243, and total number of target aspect was 4,016, and total number of unique target aspect was 1,437. And using the trained model, we were able to annotate Yelp dataset. So in total, we annotated 361,968 sentences, which had a total of 471,820 aspect terms, and they had 47,750 unique aspects. So moving on to methodology, we start with input representation to the model. So the input to the model is a pair of sequences separated by separated token. Uh, Your segment A, which a separated token is there, and then we have another segment B. So segment A is the query part of the input. Here it is a set of pairs of T1 and Ti and Pi, where Ti is the tokenized target aspect, and Pi is the target polarity associated with the aspect. And again, all the query can have multiple such pairs, and they are separated by another separator. And segment B is the sentence that expresses some sentiment towards this target. Next, we precondition the BERT encoder for aspect-based sentiment analysis input representation. We do this by doing a masked language modeling training, and for each data instance with an equal probability, we randomly mask out either all the polarity token from aspect polarity sequence or segment A, or random token from sentence segment B. For example, in the first part, you can see that the masking is being done at the sentence side of the sequence. Uh, Here, the word the was masked, slow was masked, and food was masked, and the model is looking to generate this. Interestingly, uh, the sentiment negative was associated with the service, and so we expect something negative to be generated that describes the polarity of the term service. Uh, so, and also in the second part, you can see that the masking is done at the query side. And here, again, the model should learn to generate the polarity of the token of the aspects by looking at the sentence side of the sequence. So this is done in our masked language model. Next, uh, we use encoder-decoder architecture to transform the model from Vaswani et al. And we use BERT as the BERT weights at the encoder side. The input consists of target polarities, that is segment A, and a source sentence whose aspect polarity are to be transformed in segment B. And polarity injection is done, for which I'll discuss in the next slides, that adds weighted target polarities into the hidden representation H from the BERT encoder and obtains H0, which is passed to the decoder. So this is the architecture. We use BERT as encoder. We use the query and the input sequence and the input. And with the hidden representation that we obtain from the encoder model, we do a saliency injection method. Uh, and this modified H0 is again passed to a decoder, which decodes the target sequence. So polarity injection uh, uh, is is done to is basically adding weighted amounts of two vectors corresponding to positive and negative sentiments to edit the hidden states output by the encoder. And for each aspect, the vector added corresponds to a desired target polarity of this aspect. And we use the following equation to update the weights of the hidden representation. Uh, the hidden representation that is produced by the BERT is added to the uh, Pij and Pi, and here V is positive if the polarity is positive, and V is negative if the polarity is added negative. So this is how the polarity injection is done, and the Pij here is the saliency weights, and this is calculated from the gradient for the aspect polarity from the polarity classification model that we are trained to prepare the data. We also have a 1-0 alternative to saliencies to test the performance of the system in absence of saliency information. Here, Pij is set to 1 over tokens corresponding to the ith aspect term and 0 to everywhere else. In this setup, V positive gets added to tokens corresponding to positive aspect, and V negative gets added to tokens corresponding to the negative aspects. And next, we do unsupervised training of the entire model. We alternate a training objective between denoising autoencoding and back translation objective. During denoising step, we add random noise to the sentence part of the input segment, whether that is segment B. We also randomly mark the polarities in the aspect polarity sequence in segment A with small probability to ensure the model learns to generate outputs using the polarity machine clues. During back translation step, a random uh, aspect aspect polarity sequence is used to produce the intermediate translation, and the same model is trained to regenerate the original input when provided aspect polarity sequence from the input from the original input sequence. In total, we conduct 4 experiments. First is the BERT baseline, in which we do not use any polarity inversion or mass language modeling step. We just do the back translation step. Next, we add the mass language modeling step, that is pre-training, to the BERT baseline. And in the next experiment, we add 1-0 polarity injection along with mass language modeling. And finally, we do saliency-based polarity inversion along with mass language modeling on the baseline level. So for evaluation, we do both automatic and manual evaluation. Automatic evaluation, we use BlueScore. We 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 create 100 outputs of queries uh, created by human experts, and we compute BlueScores against them. And we also define the classifier score. We define the score to be a fraction of aspect level sentiment polarities created by the classifier from output that match with the desired aspect level polarity from the query. In manual evaluation, human experts were asked to rate the output segments in Likert scale from 1 to 5 for 3 criteria. Aspect level polarities, that is attribute match to query set of aspect polarities, frequency, and content preservation. Content preservation meaning how much information apart from the polarity is preserved at the output segments. These are the results that are obtained by our experiments, and from the results we can see that um, BERT, the BERT baseline, along with MLM and saliency-based polarity injection, outperforms all the other ablations, and in all the metrics. So this proves the effectiveness of saliency-based polarity injection method that we have used. Some errors that are produced by a model are discussed here. So here the input is, I must say I'm surprised the bad reviews of the restaurant earlier in the year though. The query is turning the review of the restaurant to negative. Here the restaurant review is positive because the user is surprised by the bad reviews it gets. The output produced by the system is, I must say I'm surprised by the bad reviews of the restaurant earlier in the year though. Here there is no change in sentiment because sentiment here is implied and latent and not explicitly expressed. Another such example is the input to the system was, I'd be horrified if my staff were turning away customers so early and so rudely. And here the query is turning the staff sentiment to positive. The output is, I'd be delighted if my staff were turning away customers so early and wisely. So here, again, the explicit expressions of sentiment are changed. So horrified is converted to delighted, and nicely is added at the end. But the fact remains that the staff is turning away customers, which in itself is negative, from which we know from real world knowledge. So it results in lower naturalness of the output that the which comes from real world knowledge that turning away customers is bad. So in future, we would like to explore controlling text generation for emotions and other aspects. And in this work, we show that even in localized setting, in unsupervised way, segment can be controlled. So these are some references, and thank you for your time.